Okay, so you know that feeling.
Hmm.
Like after a weekend or maybe a vacation even.
Oh, yeah.
You had fun.
Lots of food, yeah.
Yeah, maybe a little too much fun. And you're like, I need to detox.
Hit the reset button.
Totally.
Yeah.
Like, I just need to cleanse my system.
Oh, I know that feeling well.
It's like a universal thing, right?
Totally.
And it's funny because you see it everywhere.
It's a huge industry. From those detox teas to...
all those products, it's
yeah.
all about detoxing.
You see it everywhere.
And speaking of seeing it everywhere, you actually sent me a really interesting collection of articles and stuff about this whole idea of detoxification.
They did.
We've got like Real Simple, Patient First, Healthline,
Yep.
even some insights from the NCCI.
The National Center for Complementary and Integrative Health.
Exactly.
They have some interesting things to say
They do.
about this whole idea of detoxification.
So our mission today,
Should we choose to accept it?
we're accepting it.
Okay.
We are diving deep into all of this.
All these sources.
Yes, all these sources to see what they say
See what they say about how our bodies actually deal with getting rid of waste.
Right, because everyone thinks they need to do something special.
Buy all this stuff.
But do we?
That's the question.
Do we really?
Is it all marketing hype?
Right.
Or is there something to it?
Is there actually something we need to be doing?
Yeah. So we're going to...
Besides just living.
Right. We're going to cut through all that noise.
All the noise.
All the marketing hype.
See what's really going on.
And get down to...
And figure out what's really important.
What's important.
For all of us.
And what can we actually do about it?
What can we actually do so we don't get lost in the weeds?
Exactly.
We want actionable advice.
Actionable advice.
Yeah.
And to actually feel good.
Feel good.
About all of this.
And I think the most interesting thing that kind of comes out right away from all these sources is that our bodies are they already know what they're doing.
They're already doing it.
They're already doing.
Like, we don't have to tell them how to detox.
We don't.
They're like little detoxification machines.
Which is so cool.
Yeah.
Real Simple did a really nice job of laying out all the different parts of the body.
The key players.
Key players involved in this internal cleaning crew.
Yeah, the cleaning crew.
So we're talking
liver.
Liver, kidneys.
Lungs.
Lymphatic system.
Colon,
even our skin.
Skin is in on it.
It's incredible.
Yeah, and these aren't just...
They're not passive.
No, they're not just sitting there.
They're working all the time.
All the time?
In the background.
Yeah, I mean, think about it.
It's wild.
Your liver alone does over 500 things.
What?
500 vital functions.
That's crazy.
So many of those are detoxification processes that you don't even think about.
We just take it for granted.
You don't even know what's happening.
Wow.
And they're designed to do this.
Yeah.
They're neutralizing.
That's so cool.
And eliminating all this harmful stuff.
Like, it's built in.
Built in.
It knows what it's doing.
It's very effective.
And Real Simple even quotes a registered dietitian.
Oh, yeah, what'd they say?
Who says that for most healthy people, this built-in system...
The built-in system...
is incredibly effective.
All on its own.
On its own.
You don't need all that extra stuff.
You don't need to buy anything.
Which is kind of funny, because that brings us to...
What brings us to?
The whole idea of these detox diets and products.
Which are everywhere.
Everywhere.
And it's interesting because...
They are everywhere.
What Real Simple suggests is...
What do they say?
They're saying this whole idea that you need to detox through some kind of special diet or some product is often more about marketing than science.
It's about making money.
Yeah.
It's about selling you something.
Healthline kind of echoes this too.
They do.
Yeah, they were saying that a lot of these claims
about detox.
Yeah. Are not really backed up.
By science.
By science.
So there was this review.
Oh, yeah, they mentioned that.
In the Journal of Human Nutrition and Dietetics.
From 2015.
And they found no solid evidence.
No solid evidence.
No solid evidence that these detox diets.
They don't do what they claim.
They don't do what they claim.
Wow. In
terms of weight loss or eliminating toxins.
So it's really just hype.
So far.
So far.
That's what these sources are saying.
That's so interesting because I know people who swear by them.
I know.
They're like, oh, I feel so much better when I do a detox.
Right. And the Real Simple actually addressed that.
What'd they say?
They're saying that might be true.
Okay.
You might feel better.
You might feel better.
But it could be because you're cutting out things like processed foods and alcohol.
Right.
Not because you're magically removing toxins.
Which is what they claim to do.
Exactly.
So you might just be eating healthier.
You're just eating healthier for a short period of time.
But they make it sound
like it's this magic, like something magical is happening. But on the other hand...
Here's the other thing.
Yeah.
It can be harmful.
How?
Because a lot of these diets eliminate entire food groups.
Right, like whole categories of food.
Essential food groups.
So you're not getting the nutrients you need.
Exactly.
Oh, that makes sense.
And then you've got
Here we go.
the world of supplements.
Oh.
And Real Simple really flagged this.
That's an issue. Why?
Because the FDA...
Which regulates all this stuff.
Regulates supplements, but not as strictly as food and drugs.
So they're not as strict about what goes into supplements.
Exactly. So you could be buying something that's totally ineffective.
It doesn't work at all. It doesn't work at all, or even worse.
What?
It doesn't even contain what it says on the label.
So you don't even know what you're getting.
It could be harmful.
So it could be dangerous.
Real Simple does point out that there are third-party verifiers.
Like what?
Like NSF and USP.
Okay.
And they offer a little bit more assurance. So it's like a seal of approval.
Kind of. But you really only need to worry about that if your doctor is recommending a specific supplement.
So if your doctor says, take this supplement,
then make sure it's got one of those seals of approval.
Okay, so it's really important.
So do your research.
Be careful.
Because anyone can just put out a supplement.
And make all sorts of claims.
Exactly.
Wild claims.
And they don't have to prove anything.
It works.
Before it hits the shelves.
That's a little scary.
And the NCCIH even weighed in on this too.
What'd they say?
They were basically saying that the FDA and the FTC have had to take action against companies that were marketing detox products that had hidden ingredients.
They didn't
or that made all these misleading claims.
They didn't do what they said they would.
Exactly.
So they were lying.
Basically.
So yeah, it's important to be cautious.
Definitely.
It's buyer beware.
Buyer beware.
When it comes to this stuff.
Real Simple also made a really important point about when our bodies might actually struggle with this detoxification process.
When we really do need help.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they said it's during significant illness.
So when you're really sick.
Like really sick.
Okay.
Especially
if you have problems with
conditions affecting the liver and kidneys.
Right, because those are the main players.
The main players.
Or the detox game.
Exactly.
And they said in those situations, you don't need a juice cleanse.
No.
You need proper medical treatment. Go to a doctor.
From a real doctor.
Yeah, don't try to fix it yourself.
No, detox diet.
With a detox diet.
It's going to fit.
Liver failure.
Right.
That's not going to work.
So it's really important to remember that these detox diets are not a substitute
for medical treatment.
For real medical treatment.
When you really need it.
When you need it.
So that kind of brings us to the bigger picture.
What's the bigger picture?
We need to focus on long-term health strategies.
Not quick fixes.
Exactly.
Okay, so our bodies are the detox experts.
They know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing.
Better than we do.
Better than we do, but it's not a free pass.
To just eat whatever you want.
Yeah, just to eat garbage all the time.
And expect your body to take care of it.
And expect your body to just magically
clean it all up.
Right. And these sources actually had some
good advice.
Really great advice for how we can actually support our body's natural detoxification processes.
So not force a detox.
Not force it, no.
But just live a healthy lifestyle.
And they really emphasize that it's less about forcing a detox and more about just having
healthy habits.
Healthy habits.
Overall.
Yeah.
That's so important.
It is so important.
So what are some of those healthy habits?
What are those habits?
Yeah.
Well, first and foremost, water, hydration.
Hydration. Both Real Simple and Healthline were like...
This is key.
Drink enough water.
To help flush out all that waste.
All that waste.
Like carbon dioxide and urea.
And Real Simple pointed out that when you are dehydrated...
When you don't drink enough water...
Yes.
Your body can't get rid of stuff as easily.
Yeah, it impairs its ability to eliminate all the harmful substances.
Through sweat.
And even your breath. That's crazy.
So you need water.
And Healthline actually gave us some numbers.
Oh, yeah, they always like to give us numbers.
They love numbers.
What are the numbers?
For men, around 125 ounces of water per day.
125 for men.
And for women, around 91 ounces.
Okay.
But they did remind us that
one's different.
Individual needs can vary.
Right, depending on...
So you're more active.
Yeah, if you're out in the heat.
Exactly.
You'll make more.
So it's not just about the total amount of water.
Right. It's about drinking it consistently throughout the day.
To keep those detoxification functions going all day long.
And then, of course, we can't forget about sleep.
One of my favorites.
So important.
I know.
And it might seem obvious.
Yeah.
Both Real Simple and Healthline were like,
you got to get good sleep.
You need good quality sleep.
To let your body rest, recharge.
And they emphasize
that this is when your body catches up on all those essential processes.
Including detox.
Detoxification.
And Healthline shared this really cool detail about...
Tell me.
How our brains actually clear out.
They clean out.
They clean out toxic byproducts while we sleep.
Wow.
Including this thing called beta amyloid.
Which is linked to Alzheimer's.
Yes.
So if you don't sleep well,
you're not just tired.
You can be increasing your risk of Alzheimer's.
Potentially.
Wow.
So that nightly cleanup is so important.
So important.
And they recommend aiming for that 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep.
Every night.
As much as you can.
Yeah, make sleep a priority.
Definitely make it a priority.
So that's water and sleep.
Water and sleep.
And then, of course, we can't forget about food.
Nutrition is huge.
Yeah.
And this is where...
Eat the rainbow.
Eat the rainbow comes in.
Yes. All those antioxidant-rich foods.
Yes.
Both Real Simple and Healthline were really big on that.
For good reason.
For a good reason.
They help protect your cells from damage.
Yeah.
They support the healthy function of your organs.
And all those organs?
They're the ones doing the detoxing.
Exactly.
So you got to keep them healthy.
Exactly.
So what are some of these foods?
Real Simple gave us a great starting list.
Okay, like what?
Berries, bell peppers, citrus fruits, broccoli.
All the good stuff.
All the good stuff.
So colorful.
Yeah. And then Healthline added to that list.
I did.
They added nuts, cocoa.
Oh, I love cocoa.
Various vegetables and spices.
Even more colors.
Even more colors.
Yes. And even coffee and green tea.
Coffee?
Coffee and green tea.
That's good news.
But the key takeaway from Healthline was prioritize getting these antioxidants from whole foods.
Not supplements.
Not supplements.
Okay, so eat your fruits and vegetables.
Eat your fruits and vegetables.
Don't just take a pill.
Yeah.
And that's because whole foods
are more complex.
They have all these other beneficial compounds.
They work together.
Yeah, they work synergistically.
And the research supports that.
The research supports eating whole foods.
Not taking isolated nutrients in supplement form.
Got it.
Now let's talk about
alcohol. Everyone's favorite topic.
Everyone's favorite.
I'm not.
But we need to talk about it.
We do.
Because both Real Simple and Healthline explained
how it affects your body.
How it affects your liver.
Your liver.
Because your liver
has to process it.
Has to metabolize it.
And if you drink too much,
your poor liver
has to work overtime.
And that can lead to
liver damage.
Yeah. And that can hinder
all its other functions,
including detoxification.
So it's not just about your liver.
It affects everything.
It affects everything.
And Healthline gave us those responsible drinking guidelines.
Oh, yeah, those are important.
They said up to 1 drink a day for women.
1 for women.
And up to 2 for men.
Okay.
And they had this really great piece of advice.
What's that?
Don't start drinking.
If you don't already.
If you don't already.
Good advice.
Good advice.
Really good advice.
So, yeah, we don't want to overtax that liver.
No.
Because it's doing so much for us.
So much.
What else?
Oh, another thing. Supporting a healthy gut.
Oh, yes.
It's Real Simple really emphasized this.
They did.
They said there's a huge connection.
A huge connection.
Between a healthy gut microbiome.
The bacteria in your gut.
And your body's natural detox systems.
It's all connected.
It's all connected.
What did they recommend?
Fermented foods.
Fermented foods.
Yes.
Give me some examples.
Kimchi. Sauerkraut.
Sour.
Yogurt with live and active cultures. Miso paste. Kefir. Kombucha.
All those tangy.
Delicious. They're so good for you.
They're packed with probiotics.
Which help your gut.
And a balanced gut microbiome.
So important.
For overall health.
Including getting rid of waste.
Yeah, breaking it down and eliminating it.
So now we've talked about what we should be eating.
The good stuff.
What about what we shouldn't be eating?
Oh, yeah.
What did Real Simple and Healthline have to say about that?
They both cautioned us against
too much
excessive consumption of ultra-processed foods.
The usual suspects.
You know them.
I know them well.
Sugary drinks.
Packaged snacks.
All that refined stuff.
The stuff that tastes really good.
But isn't so good for you. And Real Simple explained.
Why are they bad?
Why are they bad?
Yeah.
They promote inflammation.
Inflammation.
Which makes our detox organs
work harder. They're already working hard enough.
They are.
And Healthline even said that sugary drinks can potentially lead to fatty liver disease.
Which affects the liver.
Directly.
Which is a key player.
In the detox game.
In the detox game.
So you got to protect your liver.
Protect your liver.
By limiting those sugary drinks.
And all that processed stuff.
So we're minimizing
those inflammatory foods
to reduce the burden
on our natural detox pathways.
Okay, what else?
What else do we have?
Yeah.
Oh, they talked about sulfur-rich foods.
Sulfur-rich foods.
I like how Real Simple put it.
How did they put it?
They said those flavorful,
and
so sometimes pungent foods.
Sometimes pungent.
I think they were talking about
onions and garlic.
Yeah, onions and garlic.
And broccoli.
These are all good for you.
They are so good for you.
And they taste good.
I love them.
So what do they do?
Well, apparently they're particularly helpful.
Removing certain heavy metals from the body.
Interesting.
And they boost the activity.
The activity of
important antioxidants.
Okay.
Like glutathione.
Glutathione.
Which we talked about earlier.
The powerful antioxidant.
Yes.
That neutralizes harmful stuff.
In the body.
So it's a key player.
A key player.
In detoxification.
And Healthline had a few more.
Helpful hints for us.
Helpful hints.
Okay. Alrighty.
So they said we should incorporate prebiotic-rich foods.
Okay.
Things like tomatoes, artichokes, bananas.
Okay.
To feed the good bacteria.
In our gut.
In our gut.
Keep them happy.
Exactly.
What else?
Oh, and reducing our intake of salt.
To manage water retention.
And pairing that with
drinking more water.
Drinking more water.
And eating more potassium-rich foods.
Potassium-rich foods.
Like what?
Like potatoes.
Potatoes.
Squash.
Squash.
Kidney beans.
Bananas, spinach.
All good stuff.
It's all about balance.
Balance. And, of course, we can't forget about
moving our bodies.
Exercise. It helps reduce inflammation.
Right.
And it supports
all our systems.
All our systems.
Including the ones that detoxify.
So important.
Yeah. And what's so interesting is how everything is connected.
It is.
Like all these recommendations.
They work together.
They work together.
I do.
To support our overall well-being.
It's a holistic approach.
Exactly.
And Healthline also mentioned a few things.
A few more things.
That were less conclusive.
Okay.
So they're based on animal studies.
So not necessarily proven in humans?
Not yet.
Okay.
But they talked about the potential benefits.
Oof.
Chlorella.
There's a chlorella.
And cilantro. And they even suggested...
This is interesting.
Switching to...
natural cleaning and personal care products.
Oh, that's a good idea.
To reduce our exposure to toxins.
In general.
Yeah.
So just being mindful of what we're putting on our bodies.
And in our homes. And in our homes.
So it's all about reducing that toxic load.
As much as possible.
But I think it's important to remember that there's not a lot of strong evidence
to support those popular detoxes.
Like those juice cleanses.
And all those products.
Exactly. So we should take a look at what the NCCIH...
What do they say? The
National Center for Complementary and Integrative Health.
Right. They're a respected research institution.
Yeah, they said that.
Even though... These detoxification diets and therapies
are often suggested
to get rid of toxins
and lose weight
and improve your health.
There's not a lot of research to back up those claims.
Not high quality research.
Right.
So again, it's buyer beware.
Exactly.
You have to be careful.
And they also raised some important safety concerns about those hidden ingredients.
Right.
And the misleading marketing.
Which we talked about earlier.
Which you talked about.
Yeah.
And they also talked about the risks associated with things like colon cleansing and consuming unpasteurized juices.
So they're saying
be careful.
Be careful.
Yeah.
Of those
detox products and practices.
Because they could be harmful.
They could be.
So what's the takeaway?
So I think bringing it all together for everyone listening, the overwhelming message from all of these sources,
all these credible sources,
is that our bodies are amazing.
They are.
We have this incredible system, finely tuned system for detoxification.
And it's happening all the time.
All the time.
You don't even have to think about it.
You don't have to think about it.
It's just working.
It's just working.
And the best way to support it.
The best way to support it.
Is not with these short-term
restrictive
detoxes, but with consistent, sustainable, healthy habits.
Healthy habits.
That you can maintain over time.
Exactly.
So think about
hydration.
Moderating your intake.
Of those substances.
That can be harmful.
Like alcohol.
And
those processed foods.
And all those other things.
So basically just live a healthy life.
Basically, just take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself.
And your body will take care of the rest.
Your body will do the rest.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
It is amazing.
And I think another really important takeaway is be skeptical of those flashy marketing claims.
The ones that promise you miracles with no effort.
If it sounds too good to be true.
It probably is.
It probably is.
Yeah, because there's not a lot of regulation.
In that area.
So you could be putting yourself at risk.
And another important thing to remember.
What's that?
We're all different.
We are.
Different needs.
Different bodies.
Different lifestyles.
So if you have any concerns,
health concerns,
talk to your doctor.
Yes. Always consult with a healthcare professional.
Especially before. Any big changes.
Big changes to your diet.
To your lifestyle.
Yeah. Especially if you're experiencing
any weird symptoms?
Persistent or concerning symptoms.
Like what kind of symptoms?
Healthline gave us a list.
Oh, they did?
Of things to watch out for.
Okay.
Like changes in your urine color.
Okay.
Yellowing of the skin.
Okay.
Persistent fatigue.
Right.
Things like that.
Those could be signs
that something's not right
with your detox system.
So pay attention to your body.
Yeah, your body will tell you
if something's off.
Exactly.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I think the core message is
trust your body.
Trust your body.
It knows what it's doing.
And focus on
those healthy habits.
Those healthy habits.
For a long run.
It's a marathon.
Not a sprint.
Not a sprint.
And it's not about deprivation.
Yeah.
It's about nourishing yourself.
It's about feeling good.
Feeling good.
Yeah.
And supporting your body.
Supporting your body.
In the best way possible.
So I want to leave everyone with this thought.
Okay.
Given all the time and energy we spend.
On those quick fixes.
On those quick fixes.
Yeah.
Right.
How might host speaker